Everyone talks about Tokyo, Bangkok, and Bali. But what if I told you some of Asia's most unforgettable destinations are the ones you've never heard of? Places where your morning coffee costs less than $1, where locals treat you like family, and where the landscapes look like something straight out of a dream. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 underrated cheap cities to visit in Asia, hidden gems where your money stretches further than you can imagine. From ancient mountain towns in Vietnam to seaside escapes in the Philippines, these are destinations that prove you don't need a fortune to live richly. Grab your backpack, your sense of adventure, and maybe, your curiosity, because what you're about to see might just change how you travel forever. 10. Đà Lạt, Vietnam. Imagine a city where pine trees replace palm trees, where mornings begin in a cool mist, and where every street corner smells like roasted coffee and blooming flowers. Welcome to Đà Lạt, Vietnam. The city locals call it Little Paris. Once a French hill station, Đà Lạt sits high in Vietnam's central highlands, a peaceful escape from the tropical heat. You'll find colonial villas with ivy-covered walls, hidden waterfalls like Datanla and Pongaur, and local markets bursting with strawberries, tea, and handmade chocolate. But the best part is the price tag. A cozy guest house costs less than a night out in New York. A full Vietnamese breakfast, coffee, eggs, and baguette, for under $2. Even scooter rentals are barely $5 a day. Here, luxury isn't about money. It's about slow mornings, cheap coffee, and the sound of church bells echoing through the mist. If you've ever dreamed of retiring early in Asia, Đà Lạt will show you how affordable that dream can be. 9. Dumaguete, Philippines. A coastal town that's quietly becoming every traveler's favorite secret. Known as the City of Gentle People, Dumaguete has a charm you feel the moment you arrive. The locals smile easily, the pace is slow, and the sunsets over the boulevard is pure magic. It's a small university town with a big soul, full of students, expats, and dreamers. And if you love diving, Arpo Island, which is just a 30-minute boat ride away, offers some of the most colorful coral reefs in the world. Now here's where it gets crazy. You can rent a beachfront apartment for under $300 a month. A fresh seafood meal is around $4. And the nightlife, a mix of live bands, rooftop bars, and cheap rum, feels like a summer night that never ends. Dumaguete isn't just cheap, it's soulful. The kind of place where strangers become friends, and every day feels like a reminder that happiness doesn't have to cost a lot. 8. Luang Prabang, Laos. Some cities don't shout, they whisper. Luang Prabang, the old royal capital of Laos, is one of them. Tucked between the Mekong and Nam Khan rivers, this UNESCO World Heritage City feels like stepping into a living postcard. Gold-roofed temples rise above palm trees, saffron-robed monks walk the morning streets in silence, and the scent of lemongrass drifts from tiny cafes. But here's the secret: despite its beauty, Luang Prabang remains incredibly affordable. A plate of steaming Laotian noodles costs less than $1.50. Boutique guest houses, many built inside old French villas, go for under $25 a night. And even the luxury resorts here cost what you'd pay for a 2-star motel back home. Beyond the price, there's peace. Every sunrise over Mount Fuji feels sacred. Every night market feels alive. And when you take a slow boat down the Mekong River, it's as if time itself slows with you. Luang Prabang isn't just a place to visit, it's a place to breathe. 7. Chiang Rai, Thailand. Most travelers rush to Chiang Mai, but if you go just a little further north, you'll find a quieter, cheaper, and arguably more magical gem. This is where art, history, and mysticism collide. The iconic White Temple, or Wat Rong Kun, looks like something carved from snow, pure white, mirrored in a lake, and filled with surreal details that mix Buddhism and pop culture. Then there's the Blue Temple, glowing like sapphire under the Thai sun, and the mysterious Black House Museum, dark, elegant, and eerie. But Chiang Rai isn't just temples. It's mountains, hot springs, and local life. Take a scooter and ride through green tea plantations in Mae Salong. Visit tribal villages or cross into Myanmar and Laos at the Golden Triangle, all within a single day. And the cost is unbelievably low. Street food like khao soi and mango sticky rice costs under $1. A comfy guest house is around $10.15 a night. If Chiang Mai is the busy cousin showing off, Chiang Rai is the quiet artist painting beauty on his own terms, and letting you in on the secret, for next to nothing. 6. Vegan, Philippines. Now, let's time travel to the cobblestone streets of Vigan, one of the oldest and most beautifully preserved cities in Asia. Walking through Vigan feels like stepping into a Spanish-era film set, horse-drawn carriages, colonial mansions, and the sound of church bells filling the air. It's a city where the past isn't behind glass, it's alive. But what makes Vigan special isn't just its history. It's how it balances old-world charm with modern comfort, at prices that still shock first-time visitors. You can stay in a 200-year-old heritage house turned boutique hotel for under $40 a night. Street food like empanada and longanisa sausages cost about $1 each. And just beyond the city, you'll find quiet beaches, pottery workshops, and friendly locals who love telling stories about their ancestors, the original builders of these streets. Vigan reminds you that travel isn't always about going somewhere new. Sometimes, it's about returning to a time when life was simpler, slower, and more human. 5. Kampot, Cambodia. Somewhere between jungle and sea, lies a small riverside town that feels like it's floating between decades. Mornings begin with French-style coffee by the river. Afternoons drift by in hammocks. Evenings, a golden sunset that paints the entire sky over the Bokor Mountains. Kampot used to be a French colonial outpost, and you can still see it in the faded pastel buildings and the quiet charm of its streets. But what truly makes this place special is its soul. It's a town of artists, expats, and free spirits. You'll find organic pepper farms, Kampot pepper is world famous, gentle boat rides glowing with fireflies, and cafes where no one rushes you. And the budget is almost laughable. $1 meals, $10 bungalows by the river. And if you really want to splurge, $20 boutique stays that look like luxury resorts. Kampot isn't trying to impress you. It just exists, quietly, beautifully, waiting for you to notice. And when you do, you might never want to leave. 4. Pokhara, Nepal. Imagine waking up to the reflection of the Himalayas on a calm lake, and realizing you're paying less than $15 a night for the view. That's Pokhara, Nepal, a city where the mountains meet the soul. While most tourists fly to Kathmandu and get lost in the noise, Pokhara offers peace, beauty, and adventure, all at half the price. You can rent a small boat on Fewa Lake and row toward the shadow of snow-capped peaks. Everywhere you turn, you see color, prayer flags dancing in the wind, monks in red robes, and the reflection of Annapurna glowing pink at sunrise. And here's the real magic. Pokhara gives you the kind of experience people pay thousands for, on a backpacker's budget. A meal of dal baat costs $2. Motorbike rental for the day, $5. Lakeside yoga session with a Himalayan view, $10. But beyond the prices, Pokhara teaches a quiet truth about travel, that peace doesn't have to be expensive. Sometimes, the best views come after the cheapest journeys. 3. Penang, Malaysia. Now let's fly south to Malaysia, to an island that tastes like every corner of Asia combined. Georgetown, its cultural heart, is a living museum of flavors and colors. You can walk through one street and hear 5 languages: Chinese, Tamil, Malay, English, and the universal language of sizzling woks. You'll find murals painted on century-old walls, British colonial architecture beside Buddhist temples, and food stalls that have been run by the same families for generations. Let's talk about food, because Penang is legendary. Char kway teow, nasi kanda, laksa, roti canai, each plate costs between $1 to $2. Locals will tell you, don't eat in restaurants. The street is the restaurant. And when the sun sets, Georgetown comes alive with street art, night markets, and hidden rooftop cafes overlooking the sea. A night in a heritage guest house cost around $20 while a bus across the island is $1. It's proof that luxury is not about money, it's about meaning. 2. Udaipur, India. They call it the city of lakes, and once you arrive, you'll see why Udaipur feels like a dream you don't want to wake up from. This Indian city looks like a scene straight out of a royal painting, white marble palaces floating on shimmering water, narrow streets glowing with lanterns, and the Aravalli hills wrapping the city like a velvet blanket. Udaipur is romantic, cinematic, and incredibly affordable. You can have dinner on a rooftop overlooking Lake Pichola for $5. Stay in a restored haveli, a centuries-old mansion, for $25 a night. And if you want luxury, even the 5-star palaces here cost less than what you pay for a motel in Los Angeles. What really makes Udaipur special is its pace. Everything here moves a little slower. The locals greet you with genuine warmth. And as you sit by the water watching the reflection of the palace lights, you'll understand, this is what peace looks like when money isn't the goal. Udaipur isn't just a city, it's a feeling. One that whispers, you don't have to be rich to live richly. 1. Luang Prabang, Laos. Every traveler has that one place that changes them. For me, and for many who wander quietly through Asia, that place is Luang Prabang, Laos. You won't see skyscrapers here. No neon chaos. No fast food chains on every corner. Instead, you'll hear the soft hum of monks chanting at dawn, the splash of oars on the Mekong River, and the gentle clatter of bicycles on cobblestone streets. This ancient city, once the royal capital, feels like time decided to slow down and stay a while. At sunrise, the monks in saffron robes walk barefoot through the streets as locals offer food, a sacred ritual called tak bat. There's no camera rush, no noise. Just silence and grace. Then as the sun climbs higher, the smell of fresh baguettes drifts from French-era cafes. Yes, Laos has a French past. And you can sit by the river sipping perfect coffee and warm bread for less than $3. The beauty of Luang Prabang isn't in its price, it's in its peace. You can spend your days visiting golden temples, exploring waterfalls like Quang Si, where turquoise water cascades through jungle pools, or drifting down the Mekong on a slow boat, watching villages wave from the shore. And at night, the town glows with lanterns. Markets fill with handmade crafts, spices, silver jewelry, each piece telling the story of someone's hands, someone's home. A guest house here costs around $15 a night. Meals, $2 to $3. But what you really buy in Luang Prabang is stillness. It's the kind of stillness that stays with you long after your flight home. As we end this journey through Asia's hidden gems, there's one truth every traveler eventually learns. You don't need to chase luxury to feel alive. Luxury isn't 5-star hotels or first-class flights. It's watching a sunset from a $2 bamboo raft in Laos. It's sharing food with strangers in Penang. It's standing on a mountaintop in Pokhara, realizing the world is far bigger and kinder than you imagined. Travel isn't about escaping life. It's about discovering how beautiful it already is. And sometimes, the cheapest trips are the ones that make you richest, in stories, memories, and gratitude. So whether you're booking your first flight or your 50th, remember this, the best destinations aren't always the most famous. They're the ones that quietly remind you, you were born to explore. Thanks for watching. This is Next Destination TV, and I'll see you, wherever the road takes us next.